Okay, so word on the street is there are a bunch of losers at this school called Western International High School, and basically they are all wondering how they can get a 5 on the AP World exam. So I think I know just the right person to call that can let us all know what we need to know. Okay, let's see if this guy will answer. Okay, he's a pretty busy guy, so this is great. It's literally. I'm not impressed. Okay, hi. Okay, so I am here with my brother Anthony Allen, and yeah. So Anthony, what did you get on your AP World History exam?
I got a 5.
Now, how many years ago was that?
Uh, 6, yeah.
6 years ago. I think he was in 10th grade.
Then 7 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, okay. 7 years ago, he was in 10th grade and he was taking AP World History. But, Anthony, you and I talked about this earlier. The AP World History has now been changed to AP Modern World History. So, do you think that will affect the scores at all?
I don't know. I think that it depends. If they go more in depth on the modern era, then it might stay as difficult. But if they keep the same sort of amount of content from the modern era that they taught when I took it, then there'll be overall less material. So it might be a little bit easier. So it depends on if they adjust the depth of the course, or if it just, they just cut out a bunch, then it should be a little bit easier, I would think.
Okay. So, what is one part of world history that we should really master? Like, what was one thing that you had trouble with that you really had to focus on?
Well, I think it's important in world history to know what's going on in different parts of the world at the same time period, and then seeing how what happened in Europe at one point affected what happened in Africa at the same time, or how that affected China at the same time. So connecting historical events across the world within the same time period, that's a good skill to learn during world history.
Okay. And what is one thing that doesn't really matter? Like, what's one thing that wasn't tricky for you?
I've always been pretty good at remembering dates and remembering people, like names, dates. I've always had a pretty good memory for that, so I know that's difficult for some people. I guess the best technique would probably be flashcards, just date, name, and a brief description of the event. But that's what wasn't too difficult for me.
Okay. And did you do anything special that you think helped you get a 5?
Yes. So this is kind of time intensive, but basically you're going to have your textbook. You're going to have your textbook, and you'll probably have a syllabus, and it'll say, this week or these next 2 weeks we'll be reading these chapters. What you try to do is read the chapter at least once, and then read the chapter again, but this time sort of jotting down notes. Now, if you don't have time to read it twice, at least try to read it once while taking notes. But the very important thing is take notes. The text is going to have things bolded, so if something's bolded, write it down like that.
Okay. So that was all. Thank you, Anthony, for telling us how to get a 5.
No problem. Good luck to you all. Enjoy learning about history. You're going to learn a lot.
Okay. Thank you.